Hey everyone, Corey Parks again, back to shoot a video on what does Crawlspace mold remediation cost? What are the factors that goes into it? We're going to discuss them right now. First and foremost, the size of the Crawlspace, how many square foot? Square footage is probably the biggest component there, but we also factor in what's the height of the Crawlspace. If it's super tight, even if it's super tall where we're having to do this work from ladders, and you'd be surprised, there are some crawl spaces out there that probably should have been basements, but they are crawl spaces and we have to use ladders. Both of those situations increase the amount of time that we have to spend performing the mold remediation. Increased time, increased materials translates to an increase in price. If there is mold in the crawl space, do you also have insulation? And if you do, what kind? Batted insulation must be removed, and it must be removed under the IICRC S500 and S520 regulations. And those regulations look at porous versus semi-porous versus non-porous materials. Batted insulation falls under the porous materials, which means a bunch of tiny little holes that mold could grow in, and we wouldn't be able to see that to our naked eye. What's the severity of the mold? Is it going to require some type of soda or dry ice blasting? What about sanding, scraping, or is it just your typical mold that can be remediated following those same processes that the S500 and S520 lay out? Let's talk about the cost. Insulation removal typically is going to be 60 to 80 cents a square foot. That's just to remove it, get it thrown away. That does not include re-insulating. To actually clean the mold, you're looking at anywhere from $2 and $2.50 a square foot. And to reinstall the insulation, $1.45 to $1.65, depending on the type of insulation, R19 versus R30. Now, it should be noted that there are some companies out there, specifically people who are not licensed, not insured, that will come out and spray a chemical. If you have anybody talking about we'll spray for mold, spray should be a telltale sign that they're not physically removing that mold. You have to remove the mold per the regulations of the S500 and S520. There's no magic chemical out there that you can just spray and that mold disappear. Even if they claim to kill it, there's plenty of articles and research online that talk about the health effects of dead mold and how it is still harmful to the right person, the right homeowner, the right consumer. This is something to look into. Lastly, if a company performs mold remediation in your crawl space and you go down there and you see some type of discoloration and you can wipe your finger across it and it smears, this is probably a good sign that they did not do it properly. Now, we must note, if you're going to do that, please make sure to wear a mask so that you don't inhale any spores that you may send airborne. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this answers the questions that you were looking for. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, 704-813-9554, or check us out online. Y'all have a great day.